Today on Unboxing Live, we're going to be opening up the MacBook Pro with Retina display. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Andrew Edwards here. Welcome to Unboxing Live. This is the show that brings you vicarious thrills through opening new gear. And today we have the new MacBook Pro. This is it right here. This is the MacBook Pro with Retina display. It's the next generation MacBook Pro from Apple. Announced at WWDC, as we said earlier. And it's available now, obviously. We got this one at the Apple Store. And we're going to open it up and give you a look at some of the improvements, what's changed, and the philosophy behind the new MacBook Pro. So let me start opening it up. Okay, so the idea behind the new MacBook Pro is to get away from some of the legacy hardware and I guess software as well. But some of the legacy decisions, some of the hardwares that are going to be going out of style in the future, and kind of speeding that process up. So what you're going to find here is that Apple did away with some key things. For instance, there is not going to be any optical drive. There's no DVD drive on the new MacBook Pro. This is it here, usually covered in plastic. We'll put that to the side for a moment and see what else is in the box here. Designed by Apple in California. Quick start guide, important product information, a couple of Apple stickers, which is throw it on your car or anywhere else, I guess, and a screen cleaning cloth. That's what's in the black envelope. Put all that back in. And the only other thing you're going to find in here is the charging cable, and this actually sports the new MagSafe 2 connector. So you have the charging cable here, which you can use on its own, or you can connect the longer AC adapter to get more space between you and your power source. So that's what we got there. MagSafe connector is actually interesting. This is MagSafe 2, which is what Apple's calling this, and as you can see there, if you're unfamiliar, this is much thinner. Well, not much thinner, but it's definitely thinner than the MagSafe connector from any of the current generation MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air. And the reason it's so thin is because they had to re-engineer it to fit, because as we move over to the MacBook Pro here, this device is extremely thin. And so the MagSafe connector there had to be thinned out, made longer and wider, but shorter to achieve the thinness of this. Let's take the plastic off here. Bottom of the device. That's the bottom of the MacBook Pro. The only thing from what I've heard that you can update on here yourself is going to be the hard drive, the SSD drive. If you want to upgrade the RAM, you can't. So when you go to pick which one you want, 8 gig or 16 gig, make sure you choose correctly, because if you get an 8 gig and you want to bump it up to 16, there's no upgrade path for you. For doing that. So just keep that in mind. It's $200 to go from the 8 gigabyte model to the 16 gigabyte model. What we have here is the 15-inch 2.3 gigahertz model. This is the base model. It runs for $2,199. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte flash drive. Also an NVIDIA GeForce GT 650M 1 gigabyte video card, and it gets up to 7 hours of battery life with 30 days of standby. The Retina display, which you see here, not turned on, but there it is, has a ridiculous pixel density. It's 220 pixels per inch, 2800 by 1800 pixels, which is unheard of for a notebook computer ever. This is the first one from any company. It's 7.1 inches thin. I'll close it back up again. 7.1 inches thin. It's 4.5 pounds. It has dual Thunderbolt ports, let's see here. So you've got a Thunderbolt port there. You got two of them. That's the MagSafe 2 connector right there. This is a dual USB 2 and USB 3.0 port. It's the first USB 3.0 port on a Apple computer. The new updated MacBook Pro, this next generation MacBook Pro, and the new MacBook Air all have USB 3.0. On the other side, another first on an Apple notebook, HDMI port right there. You've got a second USB 3/USB 2.0 port, and then your SD memory card port as well. Some things that are missing that help it to achieve this thinness. Again, there's no CD drive in here. That is one thing that helps it to achieve the thin profile. The other thing that's not going to be in there is an Ethernet port. Again, Apple's doing away with older technologies in favor of making, you know, better products, newer computers. And the Ethernet port was actually one of the things that kept the MacBook Pro so thick. So by eliminating that port, they were able to thin it out. But you can also just get an accessory. This is the Thunderbolt to Gigabit Ethernet port, or adapter. You just plug this into one of the two Thunderbolt ports on the computer, and then on the other side you'll have your Ethernet port. They also have one of these for FireWire 800 because there's also no FireWire ports on here at all. So while they're doing away with some of those older technologies, they're still making them available to people who need them, just in case, which is pretty nice. On the inside, aside from the Retina display, you've got Bluetooth 4.0 built in, 802.11n wireless. You've got your glass trackpad there. It's a backlit keyboard here. And on top, you've got your FaceTime camera. There's actually a 720p high definition FaceTime camera on there. And in total, you've got 5.1 million pixels in your display. Again, that's $2,199, $21.99 for the entry-level model. It's an extra $200 if you want to go up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And then for the higher-end model, which is 2.6 gigahertz and 512 gigabytes of flash memory, you're going to pay $27.99. And again, for the 16 gigabytes of RAM, you're going to go up $200. You can also upgrade from the 512 to a 768 gigabyte flash drive, which is pretty insane. The extra cost there is going to be $500. But that's pretty much it. That's the unboxing. I know we haven't turned it on. I know we're going to get comments on YouTube saying, you're an idiot, you didn't turn it on, what the hell. But go into the next video. The next video is where we take a closer look. This is just the unboxing. We've opened it up. I've given you a rundown of the hardware. I've shown you what comes in the box, which really wasn't much. And I've even shown you an accessory. So that's it for this edition of Unboxing Live. Be sure to follow us. We're on Twitter @GearLive, Facebook.com/GearLive if you prefer Facebook, and YouTube.com/GearLive if you enjoy watching videos on YouTube. You'll get all our stuff in your email, and you'll also have access to our full archive of videos over there. We have tons of them, hundreds of them, for you to enjoy, and we're putting new ones up all the time, including the MacBook Pro in-depth video, which will be Bleeding Edge TV the next episode. So if you want to see this thing turned on and some more in-depth stuff with the new MacBook Pro, the next generation MacBook Pro with Retina display, stay tuned for Bleeding Edge TV. For now, that's Unboxing Live. I'm Andru Edwards. Keep watching for more vicarious thrills through opening new gear.